Welcome back. Let's now take a look at business news. As Kenya prepares for this year's national budget, economists are fronting for a substantial allocation to the agricultural sector if the country is to shake off the harsh effects of the drought that has hit parts of northern Kenya. KTN's Brian George examines just why agriculture will be vital as Kenyans struggle to put food on their tables.
Kenya registered the best economic growth in East African region in 2021, recording an over 6% growth after surviving the aftershocks of COVID-19 pandemic, despite the stiff COVID measures put in place to contain the spread of the virus. In a pre-budget discussion with journalists, professionals from Ernst and Young expressed confidence in the Kenyan economic outlook, stating there are massive opportunities for growth. However, factors like the ravaging drought and other external factors pose a major threat.
In terms of the economy, we are seeing a recovery in our global economy. We are expected as that to continue, I think, as we get out of COVID. And we expect the 2021-2022 to actually be better than 2021. But of course, the other external factors like the war in Ukraine, we expect some hiccups in terms of how it's going to affect us.
Some of the sectors experts recommend a close watch on are the manufacturing sector, which had some of the worst hits in the pandemic, and agriculture, with fresh calls on subsidies on fertilizer and animal feeds to cushion farmers presently dogged by high input costs. Experts want more allocation to go towards agriculture. Agriculture in last year's budget got 60 billion Kenya shillings, which was 8 billion shillings up compared to the 2020-2021 fiscal year.
Last year, manufacturing grew substantially, almost last quarter, almost 10%. So an impressive recovery for this sector. However, I foresee a couple of challenges. The issue of counterfeit remain a big challenge for manufacturing. The issue of input costs, whether it's electricity, whether it's raw materials that we're importing, the exposures to FX, especially because most of our manufacturers still continue importing critical components. Some of the supply chains in manufacturing were highly disrupted during COVID. I suspect with the current geopolitical fallout, others may face supply chain challenges.
While lauding the outgoing regime's efforts in infrastructure development, the government's biggest task will be to manage the debt situation and lowering food prices, which will highly be premised on a predictable tax regime.
You can see we are looking at a big budget of 3.31 trillion Kenya shillings. Uhuru has done his spending quite well, with about 23 trillion in 10 years. So if you basically get all what he has spent, is 23.2. Is there likely to be an increase in budget? Of course, the elections are going to have the normal expenses, and then there'll be a slowdown in investment. Of course, we'll be looking at government trying to spend to stabilize the food prices and drought mitigation measures, poor weather outlook, and of course, supply chain disruption.
Economic watchers exuded confidence on the stance taken by the Monetary Policy Committee, which retained the base lending rate at 7%. Brian George, KTN News, Nairobi.
Jubilee Holdings shareholders are set for a record 1.015 billion shillings dividends after the insurer's net profit grew 66%, helped by the sale of stake. The underwriter announced that net profit for the financial year ended December 2021 has grown by 67% from 4.08 to 6.83 billion shillings, a record high for the firm. The jump in the bottom line was partly helped by the 3.2 billion shillings it received in part for the sale of 66% stakes in Kenya and Uganda's general insurance business to Allianz, a global insurer. Jubilee Holdings chairman Nizar Juma notes that the board has, on the back of the jump in profits, declared 9 shillings per share as normal dividend and 5 shillings as special dividends, gifting them proceeds from the Allianz deal. Now, still staying with matters insurance, Resolution Insurance has put on hold services and its non-medical business amid a biting cash crunch in the firm. In a statement seen by the Economy Desk, the insurance provider has halted the underwriting of new non-medical business with effect from March 27th for a period of 3 months. The firm goes on to alert its customers that it has ceased the renewal of any expired contracts under the segment. Resolution Health has taken a substantial market share in the healthcare business, but it is now forced to maneuver a tough acquisition process that has affected its capital. Time now for another break. We'll have the sports news after this.